Hello everyone, this is Skywarp's Hangar, and today we have Galvatron from the Titans Return Transformers line. He comes in a box, as you can see here. Yeah, some artwork there, and this looks very similar to the Combiner Wars boxes. Get some artwork there, some writing at the bottom, yeah. And you get the Transformer symbol there, and then on the back you get some artwork, and yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Works with the compatible blah 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 blah. If you want to read it, there you go. Pause. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, and you can pause. You can read it. Whatever. Galvatron comes with a card that we've grown accustomed to. Tech specs are on the back, and he also comes with his instruction sheet, and of course he comes with his cannon. For the figure himself, he comes with a little bit of a gimmick, which I don't think his head turns. Nope, his head does not turn with that mask on. So if you want his head to turn, you gotta pull that mask off and put that down, and then he can turn his head, and he can look. Whoa, don't look up too much. He could turn his head. How about that? As far as articulation, these shoulder flaps move to give way for the arms, so you get the 360 wind up. His shoulders are ratcheted at that pivot. You get a swivel at the bicep. His elbows are double jointed, which they do full articulation there, which is pretty cool. No swivel at the hand, but you do get a tilt, which is part of the transformation. No, oh, yeah, you do get a waist swivel. Excuse me. You get a waist swivel there. Yeah, this piece, I kind of pull that back when you want to swivel that, because it will get in the way a little bit, and you don't want to damage that piece. These things move out of the way for thigh articulation, which he can just about do the splits. He can do a SWAT team kick at someone's door. His knees go up about that high, so you get a good articulation there. He also gets a swivel at the thigh, and you can move his foot a little bit. And he also gets a rocker joint, so he can pivot that ankle to get a flat standing pose. Alright, put the gun. You take a close look at this cannon. He's got a big cannon, which is made of translucent plastic. You can kind of shine some light through it. It'd be cool if this could be customized to have an LED in it. Would have been nice if that would have came out of the factory. This part here moves back and forth. Not sure what that's meant to be, but it does move back and forth. And well, this changes out for transformation, different transformation he does. So there you have it. And this has a little 5mm peg right there, and just snap that back in place so it stays straight. And you see a 5mm peg hole right there. You just tab that into his arm, and it stays pretty well for the most part. So yeah, it's not moving. I would be worried about that getting a little bit loose over time, depending on how much it's played with. Now, let's see. Pull this head off. For the minifig that comes with him, Nucléon, which I thought they were going to call him Megatron, but hey, it looks like Megatron. For this guy, you get what I think is a ball joint for the head. It does swivel, as you saw it was turned around before. You get the arm articulation, which is ball jointed, but it does have a limited range of movement because of the mold. For the legs, you can move them up, and they are molded together. You can move them up, and you can also get a 90 degree out of them. So you can sit him down somewhere. And as far as standing, yeah, he stands just fine. I was kind of worried because I would think he'd be back heavy, but he does stand pretty well. For transformation, the first step was already taken care of in taking this, putting his mask in his chest and taking his head off. Take this off, and we're going to put his arms in there, and then we're going to bend that up like so. I'm going to move these things up. I'm going to take this assembly, which you can see here. Those hands, they have a tab right here, or the forearm has a tab right here that tabs into the shoulder there. And you just kind of move that in, and then you get that. Alright, then you take this, kind of like the Generation Cyclonus, if you're familiar with that. You can move that up there. And same on this one. Get in there. Okay. And you move that down. Alright. Next, you're going to want to move these around on this side. There we go. That same flap that I was telling you about that you need to watch out for when you do the waist articulation, move that up just like so. Take this and turn it around just like so. And close that right over his abdomen area. Then we're going to take this pot and put it back down there. You can put there's where it shows. I don't know. We're just going to leave that down. I don't see a point in putting that up at all. And yeah, what's starting to look like the cannon. Hey! Then we're going to spread those legs right there. Move these leg panels out just like so. Put the feet back. Turn the legs. You can see there's a 2 joints in his knee area. Push that one back, and just like so. I kind of move this little waist piece up out of the way when I go to transform it into the cannon. Then you can see 2 pegs. One is here and one is there. They both attach in there. They seem to want to pull out, but I'm not going to let that bother me because I do not want to break my figure. Then you just kind of position those to where they will stand. And right now he doesn't have much balance because he's back heavy. Now, this is where the transformation of the gun comes into play. You just kind of move that just like so. Open this up a little bit and you can see a 5mm socket right there. This attaches to that 5mm socket. And there you go. You have Galvatron in his Galvatroniness. I think this is a pretty cool mold as far as it goes. I like the little space gun mold. One thing to note is I have not seen anywhere that it says that there's a place for the figure to chill while he's in this mode. Definitely wouldn't be fitting in there unless you want a kit car type action where he has an ejectable seat. I guess you could just like let him hang out on his legs or something. Put him right here. Oh well, he just hangs out outside of him. He just hangs around right there. There he goes. That's his spot. Alright. On to jet mode. You open these up. Take off his gun. flip up the nose cone, move this assembly back, and that should fit over top of that tail fin. These go forward. You move that whole piece forward on both sides. Then you take what was the shoulders, move them back like so. Take the treads and move them forward at their 90-degree joint. Then these legs come apart like so. And there's a small tab on the knee guard that tabs in to the shoulder. So you just want to tab that. No, you want to tab it if it tabs. Come on, you know you want to tab. Yeah, so you just tab that in there. Which doesn't seem correct to me because that just came undone when I did. Okay, yeah, okay, we got it. We know what we're doing. Of course we do. Trained professionals. And likewise with the other side. And there you have it, folks. It's a jet. For this part, move that just like so. Bring it back to the cannon that was originally on the arm. And there's a 5mm peg hole underneath the nose cone. You just peg, whoop, yeah. You just peg that in there. Hopefully you have a better time doing that than I just did. Yeah. Where's the key? Okay. There we go. Yeah. Like so. Then you can take your pilot, Nucléon, open up the cockpit, sit down in there. Maybe his arms need to be forward a little bit. Hold on. Give me a second. My first time doing this. Should really practice this before I go on video doing it. Alright, there we go. And move that all the way back there. Alright, so now you have the jet mode, which I think I like the cannon mode better, but it's still kind of cool. I like the fact that he's a triple changer. That's pretty nifty. Lots of little mold details on this guy, which is really cool. Yeah. I think the jet mode's growing on me. First I was thinking, yeah, it's Megatron from Prime type airplane, which it kind of is. It's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't really look like a jet. Other than the fact that it has a nose cone and a cockpit, but it's still kind of cool. It's a nice added thing, I guess. Yeah, so there's your jet mode. Something of note that you might want to take note of. When turning this guy from robot into his head mode, make sure you turn around the head of the mini-bot there, the headmaster. Make sure you turn his head around where it's facing forward, because it will not fit in the slot otherwise. It works just like that. You can see it's kind of like a T shape that fits in this T shape. Okay? Then you get his head back on. With a gimmick. Gimmick I'm not fond of. Anyways, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay. Now, for some size comparisons. Actually, let's see how he measures up. Here we go. Bang! Galvatron stands at approximately 7.5 inches at the top of at the crest of the mask. For comparisons, I was told that these might be bigger than the Combiner Wars, or around the same size. Here we have Combiner Wars Optimus. Yeah, I guess he's right around the same size as Combiner Wars Optimus. Remember when they went smaller with the Voyagers? We have Voyager Optimus Prime from the Transformers Prime series. And here's a real important one. How does he measure up with Cyclonus next to him? I'm sure everybody would like to see that. So he stands, yeah, he stands pretty good with Cyclonus there, which that's awesome. That pair looks cool together. Yay! Yeah, so let's get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. You had your time to shine. Oh, all right. For some close-ups, let's take a look here. Galvatron has a whole bunch of mold details in there, which is really nice. Really good for the customizers. For the back, they did a good job of covering gaps in a lot of areas. Of course, you get the gappage on the back of the thigh there, but it is what it is. But he doesn't look bad. He has the cockpit that's kibble there, but not a bad bot mode at all. Yeah, pretty cool figure. Definitely recommend. If you're shopping online, I know the Chosen Prime has them in stock, if I'm not mistaken, and probably various other places. But yeah, if you like him, then I would definitely recommend picking him up. If you're a Galvatron fan, you'll definitely like him. Man, that's the only thing. I don't like that mask. That's the only thing that I don't like on this figure, I think. In fact, the jet mode might have grown on me just a hair, but just a little bit, not much. But yeah, pretty good, really good homage to Galvatron in a Voyager class. So, if you like our review, this is Skywarp's Hanger, and please click like and subscribe to our page to see more reviews from us. Thank you. He can do a SWAT team kick at someone's door. His knees go up about that high, so you get a good articulation there. He also gets a swivel at the thigh, and you can move his foot a little bit. And he also gets a rocker joint, so you can pivot that ankle to get a flat standing pose. Alright, put the gun. Take a close look at this cannon. He's got a big cannon, which those are double jointed, which they do full articulation there, which is pretty cool. No swivel at the hand, but you do get a tilt, which is part of the transformation. No, oh, yeah, you do get a way swivel. Excuse me. You get a way swivel there. Yeah, this piece, I kind of pull that back when you want to swivel that, because it will get in the way a little bit, and you don't want to damage that piece. These things move out of the way for thigh articulation, which he can just about do the splits. He comes with a little bit of a gimmick, which I don't think his head turns. Nope, his head does not turn with that mask on. So if you want his head to turn, you got to pull that mask off and put that down, and then he can turn his head, and he can look. Whoa, don't look up too much. He could turn his head. How about that? As far as articulation, these shoulder flaps move to give way for the arms, so you get the 360 wind up. His shoulders are ratcheted at that pivot. You get a swivel at the bicep. His elbow bottom, yeah, and you get the Transformer symbol there, and then on the back you get some artwork, and yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Works with the compatible blah 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 blah. If you want to read it, there you go. Pause. Hold on, there you go. Yeah, and you can pause, you can read it, whatever. Galvatron comes with a card that we've grown accustomed to. Tech specs are on the back. And he also comes with his instruction sheet. And of course he comes with his cannon for the figure himself. Hello everyone, this is Skywarp's Hangar, and today we have Galvatron from the Titans Return Transformers line. He comes in a box, as you can see here. Yeah, some artwork there, and this looks very similar to the Combiner Wars boxes. Get some artwork there. Some writing at the